Effective performance appraisal system. Definition of performance management. Performance management is an ongoing communication process between a supervisor and an employee. The process aims to support the accomplishment of the organization's strategic objectives. Clarifying expectations, setting objectives, identifying goals, providing feedback, and reviewing results are all part of the communication. What is a performance appraisal and how does it work? Performance appraisal refers to regularly evaluating an employee's job performance and overall contribution to the firm. A performance assessment, also known as an annual review, performance review or evaluation, or employee appraisal, assesses an employee's abilities, accomplishments, and growth, or lack thereof. Companies utilize performance assessments to provide employees with broad feedback on their work and justify salary raises, incentives, and termination choices. They can be done at any time, but they are most commonly done annually, semi-annually, or quarterly. How do performance appraisals work? Human resources, HR, departments usually design performance appraisals as a tool for employees to advance their careers. Individuals receive feedback on their work performance from them. It ensures that employees are managing and reaching the objectives set for them and guiding them on how to achieve those goals if they fall short. What are the purposes of performance evaluations? The following are the objectives of your employee performance evaluation. 1. Make sure staff feel appreciated. To be productive and truly at the top of their game, it's critical to check in with staff regularly and provide feedback that both expresses your appreciation for their work and helps them understand the impact of their work on the business, making them more likely to stay engaged and continue performing well. While performance appraisals allow you to provide constructive criticism and rectify any weaknesses, they also provide you with an excellent opportunity to appreciate your employees' hard work. Some companies believe that a good salary and perks are enough to motivate employees to do well, and that they don't need to be commended for accomplishing the jobs they were hired to do. However, employees are increasingly becoming more concerned with the quality of their work environment, including relationships with managers and co-workers, with a lower, although still important, focus on achieving a specific salary.
2. Setting objectives. Tracking success against previous goals and providing future direction is part of your performance appraisal objectives. Setting new target goals for your staff at a review encourages them for the future and aligns them with the company's current strategic goals, which may have changed since the last review. It keeps employers and employees on the same page regarding expectations and gives employees the confidence they need to reach these new goals. 3. Resolve issues. A formal review lets you concentrate on resolving difficulties, such as whether an employee has a problem with their workload, a teammate, or a project. It's also a good time to air any concerns you have about their performance or progress. 4. Maintain positive managerial relationships. The most successful teams have the best working relationships with co-workers and managers. Healthy regard and open communication between people can go a long way toward increasing productivity, creativity, and other aspects of a relationship. 5. Check in on current projects and daily tasks. Managers don't always have the opportunity to meet with staff regularly and keep tabs on existing initiatives and the challenges and successes they encounter along the way. A performance assessment is the bare minimum of time for a manager to get employee feedback, and determine how to address complaints or incorporate favorable employee suggestions into a strategy. 6. Evaluate prospects for progress, promotions, and pay hikes. A formal employee appraisal gives managers a block of time in their calendar to evaluate a thorough list of an employee's contributions, strengths, and weaknesses and analyze the likelihood of promotion if the company has a vacancy to fill. As a result, a company can save money on hiring costs while simultaneously increasing employee morale by promoting from within. It also enables businesses to consider additional compensation for a job well done and an incentive for continued performance. 7. Understand training requirements. On the other hand, employee performance appraisals should help you determine where staff might benefit from more formal feedback or training. Rather than dismissing staff outright, this allows you to grow them into greater corporate assets. Not only is it frequently less cost-effective to hire and retain employees than to invest in current employees, but providing training to build skills can boost the job performance of someone who is already a strong team and cultural fit. Unfortunately, soft skills and culture fit are far more challenging to train than most other business talents. One of the most important things to remember regarding performance appraisals is that once-a-year reviews don't assist you in understanding your employees' performance. Instead, performance management systems are intended to assist you in increasing communication and feedback with your staff, which will benefit both the company and the employees. Finally, performance management is critical to achieving the management role of directing employees to success that contributes to the company's success. Types of performance appraisals. Most performance evaluations are top-down, which means that managers evaluate their employees without any input from the subject. However, there are others. Self-evaluation, employees estimate their job, performance and behavior. Peer evaluation, a person's performance is evaluated by their co-workers or work group. 360-degree feedback assessment includes comments from a person, their supervisor, and peers. Negotiated appraisal. This is a recent trend that uses a mediator to minimize the negative aspect of performance appraisals by enabling the subject to speak first. It also focuses on what the individual is doing well before any criticism. This method is useful in that it checks on any possible confrontations between subordinates and bosses. Good performance appraisal. When done correctly, evaluations should be a positive experience for both the appraiser and the appraisee. Here are 8 recommendations for delivering good performance appraisals. Performance appraisals are essential for the growth of a company and the employee. It helps the company to find out whether the employee is being productive or is a liability. It helps the employee to find out where her career is heading. It is an essential part of HR management. A performance appraisal need not be a stressful event for the HR supervisor or for the employee. Delivering a good performance appraisal. 1. Practice your evaluation skills. If you haven't yet obtained formal performance management training, now is the time to do so. Even if you have, request a refresher to ensure that you are updated on corporate rules. Consider getting honest feedback on your management style from your peers, as this could impair your capacity to conduct effective appraisals. 2. Preparation is key. Arrange for a secluded meeting room with few distractions. Give the employee plenty of notice, 2 weeks is best, and a rundown of the procedure ahead of time. For example, if your company requires employees to complete a self-appraisal form, make sure it is distributed well ahead of time. 3. Encourage a two-way, open discussion. Ask open-ended questions about the employee's performance. Provide positive feedback, thank yous, and compliments in areas where they have excelled. If they point out any areas for improvement, acknowledge them and direct the conversation toward methods to improve them through training or further support. 4. Remember to listen. It's critical to pay attention, actively listen, and consider nonverbal signs like body language. When the employee is speaking, don't interrupt them. However, you may want to ask probing questions to clarify their meaning. Take time to summarize the chat and make sure everyone is on the same page about future expectations before moving on to the next topic. 5. Incorporate the 7 drivers of employee engagement into your discussion. Employees will be able to share how they feel at work due to this openly. To note any changes, have employees answer the following questions on a Likert scale ranging from 0, never, to 5, always. Freedom, can they choose and make their own decisions? Clarity, is there a clear set of goals and objectives in place? Challenge, is their employment exciting and relevant to them? Growth, are there any chances for them to advance? Recognition, are they praised and rewarded for their efforts? Togetherness, do the team members have a sense of belonging, support, and trust? Voice, is their voice heard, and their ideas and opinions are respected? 6. Offer regular feedback. Allow employees to discuss their performance on an as-needed basis, rather than only at their yearly performance review. Take advantage of the opportunity to discuss performance formally and informally, and ensure that regular training and development are provided. Don't save remarks for the performance review. There should be no surprises at the yearly check, so if you have any issues about an employee's performance or behavior, speak up as soon as possible. Remember to give concrete examples while giving feedback. For example, suppose you have previously had cause to discuss a specific issue with the employee. In that case, it is critical to bring it up as part of the official performance review process. Similarly, equally, don't be afraid to celebrate success outside of the formal review process. 7. Ensure objectives are SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-bound. Before finalizing the objective, make sure the employee agrees on these issues, as they may have a different perspective. Employees should be able to see where they fit into the larger picture and how they may contribute positively. Over the following months and years, make copies of your objectives, team goals, and corporate priorities to be considered part of the goal-setting process. 8. Ensure that the discussion is documented, either electronic or paper-based. A copy should be given to the employee soon after the meeting. Offer employees the opportunity to suggest any required changes once they have had time to read and reflect. Key takeaways. A performance appraisal is a periodic assessment of an employee's work performance and contribution to the organization. Companies use performance assessments to evaluate which individuals have made the most significant contribution to the company's growth, to review progress, and recognize high-achieving personnel. Although there are many different performance evaluations, the top-down review is the most popular, in which a manager evaluates their direct report. Employees may be unsatisfied with the appraisal process if they perceive the evaluation's construction doesn't reflect their company's culture. Annual reviews, performance reviews or evaluations, and employee appraisals describe performance appraisals.
Summary. Performance appraisals have traditionally focused on previous performance, but it's crucial to consider the future. A good performance appraisal is a two-way, one-on-one interaction between the appraiser and the appraisee. It should integrate feedback on the employee's contribution to the individual, team, and company goals. Setting smart objectives for the current review period. Discussion of future training needs and prospective development opportunities. Your company may choose to hold annual performance reviews, but it's critical to ensure that this isn't the only way for employees to discuss their work. Instead, managers should strive to provide informal performance feedback regularly throughout the year. Consider gathering 360-degree input before the evaluation meeting to avoid performance appraisals being reliant on the subjective opinion of one supervisor. People can quickly receive performance feedback from their bosses, colleagues, team members, and customers using the 360-degree assessment. They can then compare this to how they feel about their work performance. Criticism of performance appraisals. Employees are encouraged to achieve and exceed their goals through performance appraisals. They are, however, met with a great deal of criticism. It might be difficult to distinguish between individual and organizational performance in performance reviews. It might be harmful if the evaluation structure does not represent a company's or organization's culture. Employees are dissatisfied with their performance appraisal processes in general. Mistrust in the appraisal can lead to conflicts between subordinates and supervisors or employees tailoring their responses to satisfy their boss. Performance assessments can lead to the adoption of unachievable goals, which can demoralize employees or encourage them to engage in unethical behavior. According to some labor experts, performance reviews have resulted in a decrease in the use of merit and performance-based compensation. Performance appraisals may result in unfair evaluations in which employees are rated on their likability rather than their accomplishments. However, they can also lead to supervisors delivering positive feedback to underperforming employees to avoid unpleasant relations. Unreliable raters can introduce a variety of biases into assessment results, skewing them in favor of preferred features or those that reflect the rater's preferences. Performance evaluations in one culture or job function may not work in another.